Hello, I'm William Jamal Wright,
And I'm Hattie.
and this is our podcast, HattieJo. What are we doing? So, how are you doing?
Doing all right. How about you?
Doing pretty good. Had a nice little Saturday here, Saturday afternoon nap after went and watching some volleyball. So, now we're here to do the podcast.
That's right.
Yes. So, on this episode of HattieJo, we are going to talk about my great, amazing, beautiful wife and the birthday celebration that she planned for me for the big 4-0. So I'm officially 40 years old. And
40 years young.
40 years young, old, young, same. Tomato.
If only our bodies felt young.
Yeah. And Hattie threw me a great birthday weekend. And so,
It was originally a surprise, but I had to spoil the surprise a little bit early.
You felt like you're like,
I don't know if spoil is quite the right word, but I felt like I needed to clue you in.
yeah.
But for the longest time, I just said, block these dates on your calendar.
Yes.
Like, know that you will be out of town. Tell your work that you will not be there.
Yes.
And
yeah, and so
that was it.
Yeah, and so it was a very nice surprise, and
so what was it?
Yeah, so we went to Denver, Colorado, and all of my best friends from college, they flew in, and we spent the weekend together, and then we also, on Sunday, the Denver Broncos were playing the Dallas Cowboys, and so we went
team?
to, yes. And so we went to watch the Dallas Cowboys play the Denver Broncos. And it used to be Mile High Stadium. It's not Mile High Stadium
No, it's
anymore.
called Empower Field now. But
Yeah.
I always think of it as Mile High Stadium.
Yeah. And so went to the stadium, had great seats. Yeah, so it was a great weekend. And so we're going to so we started off, so I will say that, it wasn't spoiled that you told me.
Good.
And because I also, when you booked my ticket, I logged into, for some reason I was logged into my account.
Because you were buying your mom flights.
And I was logged into Southwest, and it says, you have an upcoming flight to Denver, Colorado. And so I was like,
I
didn't know. I knew that we were going to Denver that weekend. I didn't know what was going to be happening.
But also, I had been planning this since you turned 39, basically. And we had blocked off the weekend and, decided on the plans as soon as the schedule came out.
Okay.
So it was we had many ideas, and I say I asked Patrick to help me brainstorm and, come up with good ideas and help me put this all together. So we had several ideas we were thinking about, and once the NCAA schedule came out and once the NFL schedule came out, then we kind of looked at, well, what's going to be closest to his birthday that could be easy for us all to, could be accommodated by everybody.
Yeah.
And work schedules and all this stuff. So what we landed on was the Cowboys playing the Broncos, and it happened to be the weekend before your 40th birthday.
Okay. And
it happened to be, in Denver, so we could have care for Winnie, and my parents were available, and all this stuff. Because they were on a cruise for 3 weeks prior to the trip.
Yeah.
They had just gotten back a couple days before this, right? So
there
were many levels of schedules
yes.
and a lot of moving pieces and parts, and yeah, so I was just really glad A, all came together, but B, all your friends could come. That was another big moving pieces and parts. And, so anyway, it seemed like for the longest time until, I don't exactly know, 2 or 3 weeks before the trip. Well, I don't know when you logged into Southwest to see that you were going to Denver, but for the longest time you just knew
to block off that
weekend. And then, so when approximately, was it July? Was it August? Or was it closer to your...
No, it was close. It was late September, early October. It wasn't far from when the trip was actually,
Yeah. And I
so
feel like it was
2 months.
Yeah, I feel like it was late September, early October. It must have been early October when I was booking finally booking the tickets.
Yeah, for the game.
Yeah, and then I had a like ticketing scare, and I just needed to vent. So then I had to tell you, but it was still a surprise at that point.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like whenever
and we were
you
less
first
than 2 weeks. We were less than 2 weeks away from the
right.
surprise. So
yeah, whenever you first found out about it, it was a surprise, and I thought it was still a good surprise.
Yeah, it was a really good surprise. So we flew in on Friday, and dropped Swinny off with her parents. Hung out there for a little bit. And then we went and checked into our hotel, and then we went to a very, very nice dinner.
I think the nicest dinner I've ever had, for sure.
Yeah, it was definitely the most like unique dinner I've ever had.
Oh, totally.
There were a lot of different like flavors and a lot of different like it was everything. It was just very unique, and like how they kind of paired everything. We had wine pairings to go with everything. And so, chef's kiss, great job on the dinner plate. What was the name of the?
It was a place called Beacon. And there was 12 courses, but it wasn't like, you might think, oh my God, so much food, but each course was like 1 or 2 bites.
Yes.
But it was like the tiniest restaurant I've ever. Well, I don't know that we were in the full seating area. I think when I booked the tickets, there was 2 different dining areas.
Oh, were there? Okay.
But I would anticipate, given how few selection there was, that the other dining area was probably similar in the number of size. So like we had a table that seated 4. I think there was like maybe one other table that seated 4, and like 2 tables that seated 2, and that was it.
Yeah.
Like 4 tables total. And it was really small, really intimate, really low lit, and the servers were all very like farm to table, and they would take a lot of time to explain like what was in the dish.
And I think a lot of the servers, like the actual servers, are the people that prepare the food or like have some. Some of the servers were like involved with like creating the menu.
Correct, or the dish, and like. It was just really interesting to hear the whole backstory, but it was also very focused on, like, they have a farm in Boulder.
Yeah.
And they did a lot of this, like, farm to table stuff, and they did a lot of sustainability stuff. Like, that was something when I was booking it. I was choosing between a couple different restaurants, like a couple different, like, Michelin star restaurants, and this is the one I ultimately landed on. But, yeah, they have, like, a seasonal menu, and I thought it was really interesting how all the courses kind of had very unique things, but also kind of a similar, consistent theme.
Yeah.
And definitely the most unique food I've ever eaten. Like, it wasn't like, I ordered a steak. Oh, I ordered, mashed potatoes. It was like, I couldn't even tell you. And things I've never eaten.
It's like a little crust, like crepe with like lime and like seafood. That's not even one of the meals that we had, but it's like things like that like salty. It was great.
Yeah, it was great. And I specifically recall the second course was my favorite one, and it was like this little bread thing with all these different sprouts on top. It's like the best way I can describe it. But I remember saying to you guys, like, I feel like I just took a bite out of an enchanted forest. Yes. Because there's no other way to describe it. And it was no flavors like I'd ever experienced before. And I was completely sober. It wasn't like I was drinking wine or anything. Like, just extremely unique pairings.
Yes.
And also extremely unique ingredients, I think.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that the servers were saying that I was like, I don't think I've ever eaten that before or ever heard of that. So, yeah, it was a really cool experience. And Claudia and Patrick were there for that part because they were able to come in Friday as well, whereas Tyler and Rob were not able to come in until Saturday morning.
Yeah, and so we finished Friday night with a great meal. Then
tell about the wine.
The wine was great. Like, what do you think?
Didn't you and Patrick have like some really old, or was that bourbon or something?
There was like this. I can't remember the name of it. But there was this like really old wine that like came across like on what we think based off the time period that it was probably a slave ship.
We don't think we put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah. But it was like a really nice wine. It tasted like
It was from like 1898.
Yeah, there was this like
kind of 1890.
What is it called? The wine person, the
sommelier.
Yeah, sommelier. He was kind of explaining it to us and kind of talking a little bit about the different grapes and stuff. And so there was the I can't remember the year of the wine.
It was definitely.
It was definitely yeah. It was definitely like slave ship time. So it was cool. I can't remember where it was from.
It was from like Morocco or somewhere.
Yeah.
It inspired the book that I'm going to write in my retirement. Let me put it that way. And I don't want to spoil the surprise. Yeah. So I'm not going to elaborate on my idea. But I've been ruminating on this idea. It's a great idea. I can't wait. So, yeah.
But yeah, it was a great wine. Tasted really good. And the restaurant, like the quality, the food, like the experience, it was a great choice.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Well, it was definitely the type of thing that going into it, I was like, this is probably not worth it. Like, I know that you would enjoy it, but I think that you and I have different enjoyment levels of food, right? And so I'm one of those that's like very satisfied with the bare minimum when it comes to food.
Yeah.
And so I was anticipating that the extra juice for the squeeze, in terms of these like super nice fine dining experiences would kind of be lost on me, right? Would not be something that I would really truly appreciate, the difference between way top tier versus like mid top tier. But after going through this experience, I was actually like, this is something I could do again. Like, this is amazing. It's probably not something I would do like
every
yearly
weekend,
or anything like that, but definitely it was not lost on me. I'll put it that way. And it was so knock your socks off good. I was really amazed.
Yeah. I was really impressed as well. And they did a great job. And it was cool kind of having that intimate like feel where you could like talk to the like chefs and kind of get some like background
and all the chefs like ushered us out at the end of the night. They're like, thank you so much for letting us like prepare your meal, and like it was all 12 of them or whatever like saying bye. Like I've never once even interacted with the chef at any other restaurant. You know what I mean? So you could tell that they really took a lot of pride and a lot of, they spent a lot of time thinking and creating, and this was like their art.
Yes.
And so they were just pleased to have an audience for their art, and we were pleased to be that audience. It was really good.
Yeah, and so we ended the night after dinner, and then the next morning, Rob and Tyler got in, and we did a little brunch. Yeah, we did brunch. Did we? We didn't do brunch on. We didn't do brunch on Saturday. We just we just got some.
Service.
Yeah, we just got some like breakfast sandwiches, and then the second surprise was a little brewery tour in downtown Denver.
Yeah, Denver microbrew tours.
Yeah, and so on these like the microbrew tours, we got like a little behind the scenes look at different breweries in Denver. It was actually really close to where we had dinner. Like the location was really close to where we had dinner the night before, and so we're driving by and seeing different places that we had just seen the night before. And so we it was done by Steve, correct?
Yep, Steve Schneider. So he's one of my brother's very best friends. So I know Steve, and I have heard about like he started this business right after he graduated college. Like I've known that this existed for a long time and always wanted to do it, but never had like a good opportunity. And I don't want to say begged, because that might not be the right word, but he doesn't normally, like he now just has graduated to just running the business.
Yes.
He doesn't as often be actually a tour guide. He said he does that maybe once or twice a year. But I was like, please, 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 I would love it if you could do the tour. Because he's given, to our house with our family, obviously not like a tour, but similar information. He knows so much about microbrews and different types of beer, and he's just a wealth of knowledge. And so he had come one Thanksgiving and did a bunch of stuff. So anyway, I knew he would be really I know he has a ton of knowledge, but B, he's also one of those people that can like gel with any group.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And so I felt like it would just be that much more special to have someone that I knew would make it a really memorable and really fun experience for the group. So anyway, he did an A+++ job. It was, I had a lot of fun. And I thought we learned a lot and got to drink a lot of cool beers.
Yeah, we definitely learned a lot. Like we got to taste some of the,
like the hops and the malt,
the hops and the malt.
Everything. Yeah.
And learned like, literally when I say we got behind the scenes, like we went deep into the bowels of the breweries and saw like all of their like containers and like kind of got a little bit
yeast.
Of the yeast.
We learned about the yeast.
Because the yeast is like one of the most
critical part.
The critical part. Because they eat the sugars, correct?
Yeah, and they create the the alcohol. They release the carbon dioxide. Yeah.
And so it was really cool. We went to about 5 breweries.
It was a lot.
Yeah. And each one we kind of just got to like. Steve went to the.
I think he gave us way extended time, because when I booked it through the online thing and like the gal I was talking to, she's like, "This is when it starts and this is when it ends," and like I really feel like it stayed for much longer, which it was phenomenal. I had such a great experience. So anyway, it was really kind of him too to like give us that extra time.
Yeah, it was definitely appreciated. And so we kind of and he took us around and kind of gave us a little history on like the street art and kind of like how like some people are like paid to
like commission an art piece.
Commission an art piece on a building, and then like you have these random people that go around and like tag the artist or the artwork, and then they have to like come back and refinish it. And so it's really like there was this one artist who does really cool work. I can't remember his name, but he has like a cool signature, and he does a lot of like Chinese pieces, I want to say, but it's like connected to a lot of like anime that I've watched in my past, like Naruto and stuff like that. And so it was cool to kind of see like the connection.
Asian influence.
Yes. So that was cool.
That was really beautiful.
And then we kind of ended the microbrewery tour at this kind of really open, like kind of open game area that had
like
different
giant beer pong.
Yeah, so we got to like you get a little soccer or volleyball, and you're throwing it across the room to try to get it in. So that was cool.
Big like trash can.
Yeah, that roll.
Yeah, and Claudia was like our sleeper killer on that. She was so good. I feel like she's done that before.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not on like giant beer pong, but on like basketball shooting games or whatever. So anyway, yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I thought it was a really good mix of just really interesting different types of beer.
Yeah.
And then unique things to see. You talked about the art and everything. So it was through this place in downtown Denver called the Rhino District, which stands for River North. Mm-hmm. So that kind of area happens to have a lot of street art and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a really fun experience. And I mean, it was just fun for like to have something for the group to do.
Yeah.
Where we're kind of walking around like learning and like doing some, but still like having a really fun time.
Yeah.
And that's another thing I thought was really well done about it is we're there to be with each other, right? Like the biggest part of the surprise was that your friends were coming. And so on some level, it didn't really matter what we did, but I didn't want to have something planned that was so involved that you couldn't be having a conversation with your best friends, right? So Steve did a really good job of like, here, let me tell you about this beer. Let's have like attention up here, but also had a lot of downtime. So it was like, we're all just hanging out with each other.
Yes.
And so I thought that balance was really well done. And I thought it was a great way for us to have something that we're actually doing, but we're still just being together without like
being overbooked.
Yeah, being overbooked or underbooked with like, what are we going to do? Like, okay, let's just sit around and chat. You know, like I thought it was a really great experience.
Yeah. And so did that. The microbrew tour, definitely. If you're ever in Denver,
Definitely
the Rhino District, definitely book a tour. And then like there are different options on the tours, and so you don't necessarily, if you book it one time, doesn't mean that you're going to get the same experience both times. So definitely highly recommended. And then that night we went to a steakhouse for dinner. And so
which has such good cake for
yes.
That was really good chocolate cake. It was huge, but it was so good.
Yeah, we had a little trouble getting there, like from the hotel, because the plan, like it wasn't far from our hotel.
No.
And so the plan was to walk there, but like the directions that we were taking, like on the phone, were like driving directions, and
and downtown Denver has many one-way streets.
Yes.
So you'd start walking, but if you didn't set the map to the walking availability, it would think that you're driving wrong way down the road. So it would route you like to turn around and go a different way.
Yeah.
And so we turned around multiple times before we realized this, because it'd be like, we're following the map, but then out of nowhere the map like rerouted.
Yes.
And oh my God, we walked out like. On the way back, we made it back in like 10 minutes, but on the way there, we were walking for like 30 minutes, and finally we just called an Uber to get us like 2 blocks down. Oh my God. But anyway, we got there.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to be too late for the reservation.
Yeah. And we got there, and it was like a very nice meal.
And it was also nice because, Patrick and Claudia were really tired because they had gotten up really early and everything. And so it was just you and, I was there too, but Tyler and Rob.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice that like one night you had like time with Patrick and Claudia, and then one night you had time with Rob and Tyler. So I thought that worked out really well too, actually.
It definitely worked out really well. And so we had dinner. It was a nice
dinner.
Nice dinner.
We had some good conversations.
Yes, very good conversations.
Yeah.
About everybody's kids. Yeah. Everybody's kids. And then after that, we all went to bed. And then Sunday, that was the big shebang. So we got up Sunday morning, went down and ate brunch.
At John Elway's place.
At John Elway's. And so that was really nice brunch. And then we kind of, like, we weren't 100% sure. Like, we wanted to get there early for the game, just to kind of take it all in and kind of see the stadium and get to our seats. But, like, we weren't, like, we had, like, a parking pass, but, like, parking and all of that, did we want to deal with it? And so we ended up, like, kind of bar hopping.
I thought it worked out great.
Yeah, no, it definitely worked out great.
Because we were staying in the Ritz in downtown Denver. Mm-hmm. So it was actually really close to all of the restaurants we went to, and it was really close to Empower Field.
Yeah.
Like, we ended up walking.
Yes.
And like you said, just kind of bar hopped our way down.
Yeah.
But it was really nice also to not have to deal with, like, oh my gosh, like, time, we gotta leave, get in the car. Like, it was nice to just be down there already.
Yes. And so we actually, on the bar hop down, we stopped at a Patriots bar. And there were, like, little kids in there, and they're like, every time the Patriots scored, because the Patriots were killing some team that weekend, like, they were doing push-ups. And so my friend Tyler, he's a very big Patriots fan, and so it was cool to see him with his peeps.
He was not doing any push-ups. So.
No, he was not doing any push-ups. And so we got to the stadium, and kind of, you could hear all of the Cowboys fans. I thought, like, definitely, it felt like there were a lot of Cowboys fans there.
I thought there were a lot more than I was kind of expecting.
And so
You weren't alone.
No, I was not alone. And we were doing our here we go, Cowboy chants as we walked in. And so we get in and get to our seats. It was, like, a very nice afternoon. there. The Cowboys were terrible. I stole this from the Bomani Jones show that I watch weekly. It's a podcast. He calls the Dallas Cowboys defense the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Because they just like
granting wishes.
Yeah, granting wishes. What your offense will look like it's never looked before whenever you play the Cowboys. So true to form, the Cowboys defense did not play well.
Defeat from the jaws of victory.
But it was cool to be there and hang out with everyone and kind of enjoy the ambiance and have a good time at the game.
Good. Yeah, I it's not very common to go to an NFL game, right? So I thought it was kind of fun to be there and, like you said, hear the roar of the crowd and so anyway, and I thought our seats were really great seats.
Yeah, no, our seats were really great. And then also it's just different being in person and seeing like the NFL sidelines and kind of how everything works. And kind of like there's almost as many like personnel, like assistants and like people not in uniform as there are people in actual uniforms. And so it's interesting to see that kind of like you sitting.
It's a big orchestrated thing.
Yes. But
it was most of that on TV.
Yes. Yeah. But it was a great experience. I enjoyed myself thoroughly. And then we on the way back to the hotel, we took like one of those shuttle rides. What are they called?
Pedicabs?
Yes.
Where somebody's like on an electric bike.
Yeah. Push it, like riding us along.
Yeah.
And so we took one of those back from the game to the hotel. And then for the rest of the evening, we pretty much just hung out and
we had,
enjoyed each other's company.
Yeah, we had some additional really good conversations, like walks down memory lane that night, is what I recall. So that was a lot of fun. And again, the whole point was to get the guys together. Yeah. And these were the 3 groomsmen in our wedding.
Yes.
So I also really appreciated the opportunity to get to know people better and spend more time. You've spent decades with them, literally plural there, but I haven't had as much opportunity.
Yeah.
So
and that's probably the first time we've been together, like all since 4 of us since the wedding. Yeah, we don't individually we'll have times where we all get together and hang out, but the 4 of us all together, I think that was the first time since the wedding. Mm-hmm. And it's funny, Rob made this comment a couple of times, I love whenever we get together, it's the highlight of my week whenever this happens, we just have so much fun, and it just kind of makes your heart feel good too.
Yes. Yeah.
And he is right. We do have a good time whenever we get together and kind of stroll down memory lane a little bit, and so yeah.
But I was really picking up on that vibe as well of I think everybody there just really enjoyed the time together.
Yeah.
And that was really heartwarming for me because I know it's a big investment to take the time off work because everybody had to go back on Monday.
Yeah.
So most people took Monday off. And we took Friday and Monday. I think Patrick and Claudia did as well. Or some parts, whatever. So it's a lot of time off work. They're all East Coast.
Yes.
So to get all the way to Colorado, that's a big investment. The whole weekend was multiple days, right? And it really means a lot that people are willing to invest all that to spend the time. And then it means even more when I feel like they got the return on the investment.
Yeah.
So it made my heart smile.
Yeah.
And that was what I wanted for your birthday.
Well,
for you to feel good and spend
I definitely
time.
felt good, and I definitely appreciated you taking the time and all of my friends taking the time to come out and celebrate my 40th birthday. It's been a long journey. I don't know what I expected. I definitely expected to, but you kind of hit these milestones and kind of get the chance to reflect back on your life a little bit. And I'm definitely grateful for all the things that I have, all the relationships and friends and family, and everybody that helps make the weekend such a special weekend. And most of all, thankful to you. If nothing else, hopefully this podcast, this episode is an appreciation post to you. Because I definitely, like, I know, like, probably had some stressful times trying to get everything organized and figure out, like, what's going to happen and, like, what are we doing with this? And I know you're very, like, those things can stress you out at times, but, like, it was a great weekend. You planned a marvelous time. Everyone had a good time. We all enjoyed ourselves thoroughly. And so, thank you.
Good. You're welcome. And happy birthday, baby. I had something. Oh, yeah. So, just kind of putting things in perspective, how old were you when you went to college? 18, 19?
I was 18 when I went to college.
So, you've known these guys for more than half your life.
Yeah. It's been, yeah.
Decades.
It's been over 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeesh.
Yeesh, he said.
Yeah, because the fall of 2004,
was when you
enrolled in college,
yeah.
and so the fall of 2025. So it's been 21 years. Yeah.
Just had to
yeah,
squeak that in there.
A little more salt.
But I mean, again, though, yeah, salt. But also, like, these are your ride or dies. You know, like if you've known them that long, it's kind of amazing to, as someone more on the outside, to like see you guys get back in your element and be together. So that was really special for me to see too.
Yeah.
So anyway, happy birthday, old man.
Thank you.
I'm next, so I really need to be careful about what I say.
You got a few years.
Yeah, a few years, but time only goes one direction. So yeah, that's what we're doing.
Jesus.